This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like, Don't mistake the new me for the old me. They can't stop me now, I'm with the home team. No beginner, I'm a winner. Took a couple losses, now I'm cooking, let me simmer. Yeah, tunnel vision, all I see is win, 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 win. This my city section where you been. We move faster alone, but go further together. We can weather any weather forever. A dream team, I done seen things. Confidence is on 100,000. I got family for miles, running up the mileage. Made it through some trials and some tribulations. Now me and the team, I here celebrating, yeah. This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like, Forget the things you probably thought you knew. A new day is approaching, turn the gray skies into blue. I grew up on these same blocks, school of hard knocks. Had to get it on a hard time, took the hard shots, but we made it. Anticipated, highly decorated. The home team is winning, celebrated. The victory is all mine, and everything is alright. And you know how to see things, confidence is on 100,000. I got family for miles, running up the mileage. Made it through some trials and some tribulations. Now me and the team, I here celebrating, yeah. This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like,
All right, what up, though? What's going on, everybody? I believe in Marcus Davenport. Let me make sure my audio is straight. We back, baby. We are back. Welcome to Spike Kool-Aid. We're a little late today. We gonna buckle down on the time. It's hard. I got a lot of stuff going on in my family life. My life is kind of unpredictable, so the show might be unpredictable as well. But we are gonna talk about some things today. Let's see who we got in the building, man. I got to catch y'all up on the Hall of Fame game and that whole experience. We got to talk about what we saw, what we liked, what we didn't like. We got to talk about Ennis Rakestraw as well. And my favorite guy in the whole world, Broderick Martin. As a matter of fact, I forgot to do it. I got to do it right if I'm going to do it at all. Hold on. You know I got to do it right. With the 96th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Broderick Martin. Yeah, buddy, we got to talk about it. Let me shout out everybody. We got Anna D. We got William, Braylon, Dennis in the building. Aaron, what up, though? What's good, man? God Monkey. William says there's a lot to discuss today, but on to the Falcons this Friday. Today we prepare, tomorrow we hunt. I like that, man. What's up, Skill? Say what it do. I love your shirt. Absolutely, bro. You can get yours on fandrivenbrand.com. I am very tempted to wear this to training camp, but I don't want to get knocked out, if you know what I mean. What up? So here we go, man. Let's talk about some things. First of all, let me tell you about the experience. Lions lose, get demolished, man. They put up a measly 7 points. And, I mean, it's a preseason game. We're not really wins and losses don't matter. But the game itself, the play on the field does matter. It matters 100%. These guys got a bonus game to showcase their talents to make this roster, and it's going to be difficult for them to do that this year because the team is even better. We can only hold 53 on the roster and then 16 on the practice squad. And don't forget, there are 21 guys who will not make this team in some form, and I think we're going to see some cuts this year. But how was the experience? It was great. It's been hot here around, Michigan, Ohio, those areas. A couple weeks ago, it was 90, mid-90s, 4 or 5 days in a row. All the stars aligned on Thursday. It was a great day. The high temperature was 74. The drive wasn't bad at all. It was 3 hours and 2 minutes. I stopped one time at a gas station, had to pee. You know what I'm saying? When you get over 40, man, you always peeing, right? So then I go there. I get to Hall of Fame. It was straight to stadium, man. It it's like not that big at all. It's not that big at all. You go to a place, it looks like a high school stadium or something like that. Like it could be a small college kind of stadium. Parking was $20. It was straight. I had to go like the long way to get there, came up behind and paid $20 for parking. I think the whole trip if I include the ticket, probably was about $300. If I include gas, grabbing something to eat. I did buy, hold on. And I almost didn't put on pants. I almost did put on pants, but I said, Derek, you got to wear pants, my brother. Got this. You got this too. It's Hall of Fame. I actually got a bag too that I'm gonna stick on my wall. But got this. I'm gonna put on my studio wall. Hall of Fame. It was. Let me tell you about how I had to get that. So we get to. Thanks, Anna. What's up, Red? Reg too crazy. What's up? So I get there. We go in. And I knew it was going to be a little on the colder side. So I was like, yo, should I bring my sweater? But I was like, nah, because I don't want to carry my sweater. Then the sun comes out, then it's hot. Then I got this bulky sweater. I'm walking around, and now I don't have anything to do with it. So I get inside, and it was straight. It was straight, man. So I go to the tent, and it's Lion stuff everywhere. If you ever, I want to go back. As a matter of fact, there's something going on this weekend, the Fantasy Football Expo. And I was going to go down there. And I don't know, man. I'm considering it. I've never been to the Hall of Fame, but I didn't get to go inside because they closed at 4 and I didn't get down there early. So I got there like the game started at 8. I got there like 6:15, 6:30. Park get in, and it was straight, man. So the seats was good. You could see everything. I did have a situation, man, where a bird came and wanted to say hi, bro. Dropped some stuff right on my arm. Thankfully, it was on my arm. I went in and washed it off, but it could have been on my hat. It could have been on my face. It could have fallen in my drink. It was nasty. Hate outdoor stadiums, man. I really, really do. Anyway, so I run into a couple people who watch the channel. Game starts, man, and it was just abysmal from the start. You know what I'm saying? But I did pick up the towel. So let me tell you a story about that towel. So they got these rally towels, and they're a couple bucks. They're like $10. You can go down there. You can buy stuff with like Barry's picture on it. You can buy this leather like piece with all the people in the Hall of Fame. So I go down there and I get the towel, and I'm like, yo, I don't want to carry around this towel all day. So I'll go back in the fourth quarter, and grab a towel. That was the wrong thing to do. So I go back to the tent, and I'm looking. I'm like, yo, are y'all out of rally towels? They're like, yeah, bro. So go check these other tents and see if they got one. They might have one. So I start walking around. I didn't see any other tents with rally towels. So I get to the tent near the beginning, or when you come into the stadium. And I walk up and I don't see no rally towels. I'm like, dog, I was kicking myself in the butt because this towel is exclusive to the game, right? So I didn't see any Chargers towels, but I only saw Lions. So I'm sure they had a Chargers one as well. So I'm like, yo, if I don't get this towel, I'm never going to have it. So I walk around and I see no towels, but there is one towel, and it's a display towel. So it's hanging up on like a little hook. And I was like, yo, I said, are you out of rally towels? And she was like, I think so. Wait a minute. There's one over there. So she sold me the display towel, and I got my rally towel, man. So I'm going to put that up on the studio. Drive back was Gucci. Anybody knows that when you in the car, put in the comments, what is the longest period that you can drive? Like, what's your maximum distance as far as hours that you can drive, no matter the vehicle, that you feel comfortable? Like before you start to get like those car cramps and you start feeling uncomfortable. For me, it's about 5 hours. I would say Indianapolis, somewhere around there, which is like 4 hours. But for me, it's about 5 hours, man. That's where, anything after 5 hours, man, you're really pushing it. And who else has a habit of looking at the GPS all the time? Like you're just staring at it. It's only been like 30 seconds and you look back at it and you look back. And who else hope the GPS be wrong sometimes? You be like, man, it ain't no way it's going to take me that long. And then it do. Like it take you to the minute, bro. It's crazy how technology is. But I had a great time. I would definitely recommend going down next year, even if the Lions don't play, man. Go down there. I had never been. I probably won't go back down there simply because the Lions already played. But I do need to go to the actual Hall of Fame. I do need to go there. But it was kind of cool. It's like in a neighborhood too. It's in a neighborhood. Then they got like this. I don't know if it's a hospital or something that it is overseeing the Hall of Fame field. So it was straight. Okay, so let me see. I love the towel. Just don't write the final score. Hey, I know that's right. Bro, the bird was like, and just, I felt, so it was like dark and gloomy, right? So I felt the splat, and I'm like, is that rain? I looked down, bro, and was like, So then I ran up the stairs and washed it off, bro. It was nasty. I drove straight back from North Carolina, 11 and a half hours. That's a crazy, bro. That is crazy. Shout out to you. My max, I tell you what. So as the season, you make these trips and you be like, man, I'll never do that again. I'll never go. I'll never do this. The next time I do this, I'm flying and blah, 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 right? So then as the off season is here, you are dying for anything, any type of Lions road trip, right? So this year, I plan to go to all of the road games except one. Now, Arrowhead and Cincinnati are back-to-back, I think. So Arrowhead is probably the furthest distance that I'm going to drive. So the Lions have the third fewest travel miles, and the only game that I'm flying to is LA. That's it. That's the only one I'm flying to. So the plan is to drive to 8 out of the 9 games. I wasn't going to go to Minnesota, but I'm like, yo, Minnesota was a blast. We might be playing for the division. I think plus here's the deal. I'm going to be a season ticket holder next year. I'm like, yo, I'm sorry, man. I'm not paying for them games. We got the highest tickets in the league. I'm not paying for them games. I looked at the other day, Baltimore, it's like $100 and some. I think the most pricey, the Rams to sit in the nosebleeds, which is where I'll be sitting up top. I'm talking about like you staring death in the face. Those are like $125. Like I'm sitting up there, man. Forget all that. I'm not knowing that I could go to like 3 games for the price of 1 and I'll be a season ticket holder next year. I don't plan to go to any home games, like not a one. So I'm not, I can't do it. The way that the Lions are charging people, man, I can't do it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to Baltimore. So what I'm going to do, and we'll get into the show. What I'm going to do is I am going to check the weather because I'm not going in the rain. I can't do rain. So if the forecast, so what I did with the Hall of Fame, I checked the forecast, it wasn't going to rain, and then I bought my ticket. So if the weather holds up to any outdoor game, the only game that I might do, let me go back. I take that back. Green Bay, the tickets for Green Bay about $400. They about $400, which is like, yo, I've never been to Lambeau, so I'll pay that, but I'm not. But the Arrowhead is the only place I'll go in the rain. Arrowhead I have to go back to Arrowhead. It was great. Now we coming off a win. The last time we went there, we won. So I will be in Arrowhead for sure, no matter what the weather. It was great. Got to go back. Arrowhead to me is like San Francisco. It's the atmosphere is crazy, but Arrowhead is crazy. Like if you can go to Arrowhead, go to Arrowhead. So that's the plan. Go Lions, go Tigers. What's up, SMU? What's going on, man? What's up, Austin? Hey, fam. Thanks for hopping on. Are you going to the night practice or just Wednesdays? Austin, I don't have tickets for tonight, man. So unfortunately, no. Let me see. I'm a truck driver. I can drive 10 hours straight. Got to have the right music and podcast. So Mackenzie, what's the cutoff? Is it 10 hours that you have to pull over and you got to is it 2 hours that you got to wait or 8 hours? I forgot what it is, man. Cause I got a class B and I can't remember what it is. Like you got to drive and then you got to pull over and stuff like that. You ain't going to any road games without a possible Tigers playoff game. You know what, bro? I could very well do that. Go do that. I want to support the Tigers. I really do. I just don't have time to watch the games. All right, so let's get into it. All right. So the first thing we got to talk about is the game, man. The good, the bad, and the ugly. The ugly was simply the turnovers. Dan Campbell is not taking any prisoners. He's not taking any prisoners this year. If you turn the ball over, you will be cut. So Grant Stewart, I don't think his fumble is enough to get him cut, but if he's going to keep returning kicks and keep fumbling, he's going to be cut. Don't forget, like this is one of them under the radar guys, unsung heroes that's kind of come up and made a name. I forgot where we got him from, but Dan Campbell ain't playing around this year. And it's going to be a lot of people. I think expect the atmosphere to be a little different in Detroit this year because I think without saying it, Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, I think they're going to start feeling some pressure. I think so because you've gotten better every year as far as record, right? And then you go even further. Up until last year, you kind of regress. Now you're going to put that on the injuries. If you look at the team, we should be going further and further and further. But then we lost a bunch of coordinators. We lost a bunch of coaches. We lost, 5 people, right, that went somewhere else, at least 5. So there's going to be some things that are different. And I think the pressure is going to start. They're going to start feeling it this year. So I think because of that, they're going to be more and more strict, more and more like Dan Campbell is not Matt Patricia, right? Kool, the way he coaches, former player, he knows how to lead men. But I think eventually he's going to have to get a little harsh with the players. You know what I'm saying? You turn the ball over, you can cut. That's just how it is. Let me see. William says, I've been to M&T Bank Stadium, Ravens, Green Bay. I wanted the Ravens to win. It was an amazing experience, even though it was in the middle of winter and it was cold. Yeah, the Ravens tickets are super cheap as well. So the plan is to go there. I could take you to a Tigers game. Hey, Braylon, that'd be lit, bro. MSU says, I saw your video about possibly signing Carson Wentz. What about Bryce Perkins, the Michigan Panther QB? Give the QB a shot. Okay. So the Detroit Lions are going to need a backup quarterback. I don't think that the quarterback is on the roster. And I made a video on Lions Syndicate. You guys can check that out. But we're going to talk about Bryce Perkins and should the Detroit Lions give him a shot? Somebody brought up in the comment section saying that they saw my video about Bryce Perkins, and I think he deserves a shot in the NFL. Now, the question that I have for you is, would you feel that Bryce Perkins is capable of leading a team, an NFL team, to several victories? Right? He spent some time with the Rams. We might not remember this, but Bryce Perkins was on the Rams when they traded for Baker Mayfield the year after they won the Super Bowl and Matthew Stafford went down. He actually wound up getting pulled in favor of Baker Mayfield. But here's a great connection that and why Bryce Perkins might be a good idea to at least bring in for a workout. How do you get better at anything? You usually have to practice. And then you have to put that into real game experience when it comes to the NFL. Hendon Hooker reminds me a lot of Bryce Perkins. Very mobile, very agile, uses his feet a lot. Not the best thrower of the football, but can throw. Hendon's a great thrower, but not now in the NFL, right? He got some work to do. And when I say great thrower, I'm not talking about just throwing the football, the act of throwing it. I'm talking about reading defenses, all that, getting the ball out. Hendon holds on to the ball much too long. Now, I think Bryce could use a second chance in the NFL, but the connection between how the UFL has helped Bryce Perkins, it would be great if the league had something like that for players that needed to develop. I would love for him to come in. The reason that I brought up Carson Wentz is because Carson has, even though he didn't do anything, he's a Super Bowl champion. Right? He's played behind Patrick Mahomes. He's played behind Matthew Stafford. He is now the epitome of a backup, right? He's a backup. So he's also got that experience in game, which is more than I could say for Bryce Perkins. Bryce Perkins has only a handful of NFL games under his belt. So that's why. But to bring him in for a workout, absolutely. Would I be mad? No. Would I want Bryce Perkins as a number 2? I don't know. I would have to see him in the preseason. I think Bryce Perkins would dominate in the preseason because that's essentially what the UFL is. It's like preseason football. So, but would you feel comfortable if Bryce Perkins came in right now to back up Jared Goff? That's what I want to know. Especially with the Panthers possibly leaving, we possibly won't have that local UFL pipeline. Yeah, that's true as well. I'm very curious. Nobody has brought him in. There's a lot of guys from the Michigan Panthers that nobody's brought in, but nobody has brought in Bryce, which is surprising to me. I mean, there's only 32 teams. So then you have, 96 quarterbacks. If you go 3 deep, that's 96. If the 2 on the roster, that's 64. Let's see you throw 1 on the practice squad, that's still 96, right? Is Bryce Perkins better than 64 quarterbacks in the NFL or equal to? I don't know. But I wouldn't mind if the Detroit Lions gave him a shot for sure. Realistically now, Shadur Sanders is the number 1 target. Rookie contract that's friendly golf to play out while learning from Brunel, a 4th, and Broderick in a heartbeat. I don't know, man. Jay Love says Teddy. What's up, Jay? Jay says Teddy. I don't know, but we'll talk about it. So let me know down in the comments, man. How would you feel about the Detroit Lions bringing in USFL Michigan Panther quarterback Bryce Perkins. Don't forget, spend some time with Matthew Stafford. So did Carson Wentz, though. So I don't know, man. Me right now, if I would love if both of them came in, but I think I would have to lean more toward Carson simply based off the experience. All right. So skillful. Okay, so here's the deal with Shadur Sanders, and this is why I think that we have to pump the brakes with Shadur. Shadur Sanders, let's throw out the fact that he's a Sanders. He has no NFL experience. I do not want a backup that has no NFL experience. I just don't. Right now, Hendon Hooker has more experience than Shadur. So for me, I don't know if y'all looking at maybe a possible golf replacement, but no. I wouldn't want that to happen. Now, Teddy Bridgewater was brought up. Teddy is doing his own thing. I'm not sure if Teddy is going to repeat what he did last year. So is he an option? I mean, until he shuts it down, yes. But I don't think, we can't just be like, go get Teddy. Nobody knew Teddy was going to come and quarterback and actually, what did he do? Toss a touchdown pass or hand off a touchdown run to J-Mo? Nobody expected that when the season started. Browns ain't letting go of those jersey sales. I don't know, kid. I don't know, bro. They saying that they saying right now Flacco is going to be like the leader. He's the front runner for starting QB for the Browns. And the Browns should have never let him go in the first place. It would be funny with the perspective with Wentz becoming a Lion, mainly from the 2016 draft, especially from all the Wentz is better than golf talk. I was thinking about that too as well. J Love, what month are you, bro, with the membership? I agree with you about an expected backup. What about that dude from Dallas, Cooper Rush? I feel like they're going to keep Cooper. I feel like they're going to keep him. But he wouldn't bad either. At the same token, does Bryce have West Coast off experience? That's Morton bread and butter. That's a good question. Bondzilla, what up, though? Says, what about that pass rush? What about it, bro? What about it? How did y'all feel about Ahmed's performance? Did you like what you saw? I like what I saw, but I also have some concerns as well. I got some concerns as well, so let me know that. But I wanted to talk about this real quick because it's overdue. It's overdue, okay? And we're gonna have some fun with this. I was going to put this on Lion Syndicate, but you know what? We'll put it over here. We will put it over here. Because I will put an Ennis video over there. Yes, sir. Bonzilla says, I have a lot of concerns. We got the best pass rush in the league. Ahmed is improving. How about Zadarius coming back? LOL. Sheesh. We getting live info. I'm not asking for Ahmed to be the second coming of Max Crosby, but he needs to be something that can bring pressure when Hutch is doubled. Zadarius just got... Wait a minute. They got married, bro? Wait a second. He married Cash Doll? 1, when did this happen? 2, why am I just now hearing about this? AD, you about to get blocked, bro. I've already hit you on Lion Syndicate. You gonna get hitting over here too. But I will unhide you when the season starts. But I'm not in the mood today, bro. Ain't nobody, you bringing in this nonsense. Ain't nobody talking about this, bro. Ain't nobody, we having a conversation and you just coming here on some mess. I'm not dealing with it. No, it didn't look like they got married. You tripping. Yeah, so superintendent, they don't practice until 6:30. Man, come on, man. Come on, bro. You can't be putting stuff out like that. Why is he posting pics in the audience if he got married? Okay, all right. Will said he thought he did. Okay, we good. All right, so let's get into it. You know what I got to do, y'all. You know what I got to do, so let me do it. With the 96th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Broderick Martin. Brad Holmes' biggest whiff is trending that way. He will not make the team. And after this clip that I'm about to show you, he will not be a Detroit Lion in 2025. There's a possibility that he could be. It's always room for somebody to get injured, and Brad has a knack of not wanting to part with people that he's drafted. And this will be a giant L when it comes to Brad Holmes. Now, let's be very clear about something. Brad Holmes has a job to do. That is to make our team better and get to a Super Bowl. That is the only thing that matters. 15-2, 12-5, 9-8, 3-13-1 is insignificant in the grand scheme of things. If you are satisfied with almost, then good for you. I feel great, right? Feel good about yourself. If you want to keep spending a bunch of money for your Lions tickets and we ain't never been to a Super Bowl, you keep doing that. Look, I just got on a season ticket holder list, so I'm going to be one of you as well. But at the same time, Brad Holmes does have a couple L's on his track record. We all do. It ain't nothing wrong with that, but let's call it like we see it. Trinity Benson, L. In his rake straw, it's getting close. It's getting close. Broderick Martin, L. Big fat L. You decided to trade up. You gave a 4th and 2/5 for a guy who has 53 snaps and is in jeopardy of not making the team year 3. Now, this is no disrespect to Broderick Martin. You cannot get better if you don't play. So this has very little to do with him as a player. It has to do with how in the world did somebody say they were watching and they was like, yo, we got to go get this guy, right? We got to give up 3 picks to go get this guy. What made them say that? Who were they, and do they still have a job? That's the question that I have. But let me show you something. Shout out to the big homie who tagged me on Twitter. Let me make sure I give his credit. Tagged me on Twitter. This is J Bags. J Bags in the building. Had Gucci seats for the Hall of Fame game. Shout out to J Bags. I don't know what kind of name that is, but J Bizzle in the building. Now, these are seats that were fantastic. Now, I'm off to the right of these seats. This is the Detroit Lions. It's a goal line situation, and Broderick Martin, who played I don't know, maybe I'll say he played 20 snaps. I'm being gratuitous here, but Broderick Martin is on the field. All right, now we gonna play. I want y'all to find him. Well, there he is, number 99. First of all, he shouldn't even be wearing 99 because that number belongs to Zadarius Smith. So here's Broderick the Reach Martin right here. Now you're gonna see he's lined up. Okay, this is the guy I want to be very clear about something. Broderick Martin was drafted in the top 100 players. In the 2023 NFL draft, he was drafted in the top 100 players. Keep that in mind. So in the top third of the NFL draft, Broderick the Reach Martin was drafted. Okay, now I want you to pay attention. What move do you call what he's about to do here? Watch this. Keep an eye on this individual right here. Okay, and I want you to tell me, what move do you call this? Watch, we gonna play it at regular speed. Shout out to the zoom in. What is that? What is that? What is that? Now, Broderick actually is a great, he tackles. If he get his hands on you, he gonna tackle. But again, I'm gonna ask you, what is this? Keep an eye on this guy right here. Is this called a dive? What is this called? What exactly is that? Okay, now let's run it back at regular speed. And we gonna do slow motion. We about to Trey songs this thing. Slow motion. All right. Again, keep an eye on Broderick Martin. Is this called the fall? Is this called the stumble? This might be where stumble bum actually came from. Watch this. Shout out to the zoom in, because the zoom in gave us a much better look. I don't know if we can see the same thing without the zoom in. You 300 and some pounds. What is this? Now, first I was like, oh, he getting double teamed. That's what this is. Watch, what is this? What is that? Let's pause it. What is this? What is this? This is Broderick Martin. He barely getting touched by him. And this guy, what is this? Is he trying to squeeze through the two of them? How does he want, what is this? Upon the snap, he immediately goes to the ground. His knee is on the ground. What are we doing? Everybody else is off the ground except Broderick. Knee to the ground. What is this? You were drafted 96 overall in the top 100 of your class, and you are the only one on the ground. You too big for this. He too big for this. Look at him. Look at him right here. He falling backwards. What are we doing? Again, let's play it in slow motion. Instantly. Look at, who is this? He on two folks, and he's still up, and he's smaller than Broderick. Come on, dog. Come on, man. We being serious right now? We drafted Broderick Martin in a year that we went to the NFC Championship game. You know who our pass rusher was opposite Aiden? Romeo Okwara, who he off on photo shoot somewhere right now. Retired the year after that. Whose job? And it was Brad's ultimate decision to draft this guy. In a year when, and this is what I don't understand. You don't understand? Y'all, I don't hate the man. I don't hate Broderick. I don't hate Brad, but I'm holding him accountable, man. What are y'all doing? What is this? There's two obvious. He loves cornerbacks. He loves secondary players, and he despises pass rushers, edge players. He cannot stand them, obviously, because you traded up to get a guy and draft him in the top 100 who is buried on the depth chart. He is number 4 on the depth chart. We gonna run this back because I can't get enough. I can't get enough of this. Shout out to Jay Bags. I can't get enough of this. What is this? This is your top 100 player. Is this my shirt? Is this the shirt I paid $30 for? Is this the shirt they're supposed to think is a Gordon Gartrell? Come on, bro. What is this? It's trash. It's trash. I'd rather watch Marcus Davenport over this. Brad Holmes does miss occasionally. And when he miss. Let me know what you think, man. Is this the future of the Detroit Lions? Is this right here the future of the Detroit Lions? And I saw it was a pick. The game hadn't even started. It was like just starting. It was like a minute gone in the first quarter, and Broderick sitting down. Get your butt up. Practice some stuff on the sideline. Do something, bro. You got no business sitting down. Get your butt up. You ain't done nothing to sit down. Let me know what you think, man. It's on and popping this year. All right. Let me see what y'all saying. Let me see. AG, I'm not mad over a sentence. I'm mad at how you listen. I don't get mad over one sentence, bro. I watch comments, and you have you never. It's always the same with you. No matter what, nobody was talking about nothing, right? You come in here, you got the same energy all the time. At least read the room, bro, is what I'm saying. But I'm not mad over one sentence. This is a accumulation, right? We all got our opinion about our team, but you came in on the same stuff that you always on, is what I'm talking about. What's up, Dave? Says, yo, did he call up the baby daddy about school clothes and tuition, though? Wait, what I missed? I missed a lot. Okay, let me see. It says, how can we have concerns with no Super Bowl? How can we not have concerns with no Super Bowl to show with the 96 pick? The Detroit Lions select. The draft music never misses. I knew it was coming. Malachi, you knew it was coming, bro. You knew it was coming. I'm tired of this. Rakestraw and L in year 2. Come on, man. What are we doing? A superintendent. Yes, I said he's shaping up to be an L. That's what I said. Anybody that's drafted in the second round, you got to play, bro. I don't understand this. I don't understand this. Listen, I am different from all of y'all. What matters to me is winning. I care about winning. I don't care about anything else but winning. Once we get to our first Super Bowl, then we can talk. Once we win our first Super Bowl, then we can talk. You know what this feels like to me? This feels like being in middle school and getting bullied by somebody who constantly picks on you. I didn't have that situation. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, you guys have never been to a Super Bowl. Right? I'm tired of that. I'm tired of that. And then when you see stuff from a mile away, and then your general manager acts like it's not a problem. Well, it's 64 DNs in the National Football League, right? And how many elite ones we got? It's about 6, right? It's about six and we got one, right? That when you hear that, that's what I'm saying. Ennis is shaping up to be an L. It's what are we talking about? Yes, he's shaping up to be an L. The best availability is availability. Well, there we go. And if you ain't available, that's an L, bro. Come on, man. I said shaping up to be an L. What do y'all? We act like we got all this time. We don't have time. We don't have time for this. Brad is not going to hit on every pick. I understand that. He's going to miss. He can't control whether or not somebody get hurt. But Ennis was drafted hurt. He was drafted hurt. Okuda was a bust. He is a bust. Yes. And that was obvious from year 1. But guess what? In year 3, if Ennis don't perform like a second-round pick, yes, L. I don't understand why. What is this? What are we talking about? Train Lane only had 1 season. The person who drafted Martin should be fired. Development is allowed according to syndicate. AG, hey, bro, you are an idiot. You are an idiot. You know why you an idiot? Because that's not true. That's not true at all. You don't draft a 3rd-round pick to develop unless he's coming off an injury. What are we talking about? We're in Super Bowl years. You use that for Ahmad Hassanin. That's what you do. This is dumb to me. You are a 3rd-round pick. What are we talking about? I don't understand this. I mean, I don't understand. What are we talking about? If you have needs on your team, why would you take a developmental player and you neglect other needs? Ennis should have been a pass rusher. Brad Holmes, okay, let's do this. I want somebody in the comment section to defend Brad Holmes' decision to take 2 cornerbacks in the 2024 NFL draft when pass rush is and still is a need right now. Y'all just be making excuses for this guy. What are we talking about? We not in no developmental stage with a 2nd-round pick. What are we talking about? We in winning. Because right when this window closed, now y'all gonna be like, oh my, the window's closed. We should have did this. Man, come on, bro. What is we talking about? That's like saying Hutch. I don't understand this. The developmental sake. We haven't even given up a 1st-round pick yet. 5 drafts after Martin Moody, all those are trash. Scott Harris, let me say BPA, Steve. So Q-Ball, where how's that gotten us, bro? Where are we at? Terrion Arnold was a great pick, but we could have took a pass rusher when we took Ennis Rakestraw. It's funny how people are shocked about us already having injuries. That's obviously when Brad's cheap gets players. DJ Reed is on a 2-year deal. They took a guy that wasn't going to play much. They knew he was a project. Really that simple. Okay, who are you talking about? Broderick? They traded up for Broderick Martin in a year that we needed a pass rush. I don't understand this, bro. What are we talking about? And then you still drafted Tyleik Williams. So obviously you're saying that Broderick Martin is a bust. What are we talking about? And in that time, we have missed out on a Super Bowl after blowing a 17-point lead. Is it really that hard? You said it's not that hard, is it? Because obviously it must be. It must be. What are we talking about, bro? We traded. Broderick Martin would have been a 6th-round pick, 7th-round pick, undrafted. You wouldn't hear a single word from me. But when you give up and everybody's saying that everybody else was trash, you don't know what they would have turned out as a Detroit Lion. You have no idea. You don't know who we could have taken, how they could have developed. What I do know is I would have taken a Hassanin the year we went to the NFC Championship game because Hutch is and still is, he was and still is all by himself. Marcus Davenport, just like how can you defend him? How can anybody defend Marcus Davenport? Oh, he's great if he was healthy. How many ifs? Is that how you want to run your team? If? Bro straight come out and said he doesn't care about the pass rush. We need a pass rush. Jared Verse and Jalen Carter. No, it's saying you took Tyleik because Broderick, Tyleik, and Aleem would be your DTs of the future. Okay, AG, well, tell me about the pass rush. Defend the pass rush, because that's all I'm talking about. All I'm talking about is the lack of accountability for the pass rusher. When it comes to the pass rushing edge position, Brad is real snazzy, he's real snarky, and he hasn't done anything about it. So defend that, and then maybe we can move on after that. Okay, so let's talk about Ennis. I wanted to talk about Ennis for my channel. Okay, here's the bottom line, y'all. We all want the same thing. The difference is I put my opinion on the internet, which is my choice. I get it. It's there for ridicule. But I don't act like everything that I do and say is right. I don't act like Brad Holmes is a bum. But this guy, he gets paid the big bucks. He got the extension. It's his job to make us a Super Bowl winning team. That's his only job. That's it. Once we win a Super Bowl, now things change. Now we change, bro. We talking about dynasties. This fool, Benedict Johnson, telling the Bears players about dynasties when Caleb can't even throw the football. Like, what are we doing? So we all want the same thing. I'm just a little more critical. I'm not SOL, but I was the president. I wasn't giving the Fords a dime until they gave me something. And they finally did that. But at the same time, all of this, if this is okay, no, man. This is like, man, I was going to say something, but this is a family show. This ain't, look, we about winning it all. The Lions tickets are the most expensive in the NFL. And we ain't won nothing. So what? We got a couple NFC North championships back to back. Ooh. And yes, they're not capable, not injury prone, not opposite dudes with 8 tackles. The last 2 teams that Super Bowl finish below the top 15 in sacks. Okay, AGN, where did we finish? Where did we finish? Where did the Lions finish in sacks? Davenport is an elite edge rusher. That's 100% the best answer to the edge opposite Aiden. Eagles were 15, not below. That's way better than 22. Brad team never ranked higher than 22, 23 in sacks. James Houston is not even on the team anymore. And he was missed 2. He couldn't stop the run, but only rush the passer. And we need someone who can pass the rusher and stuff the run. But here's the thing. Our run game is straight. Like, stopping the run, we good. All he does is get DTs. All we do is stop the run. We were top 5 in stopping the run. It's the other thing that I'm not worried about us stopping the run. We was good against the run, even with Isaiah Buggs on the team. Like, we've been decent at that ever since 2021. But it's specifically rushing the passer. Brad admitted he dropped the ball on Broderick. He said himself he believes in collapsing the middle, Martin, which is the reason he hasn't backed up on the D. Okay, skillful. But where has that gotten us, though? Where has that gotten us? We don't even get a bunch of sacks in the middle. The one that gets all the sacks is Aleem. DJ got his 3.5. You know how many we got? How many sacks did we get in the middle yesterday? Okay. Hey, see, this is what I'm saying. AD, you just being dumb, bro. You being dumb. Doesn't matter where the Lions finish. Sacks isn't what won the Super Bowl. Sacks ain't what won the Super Bowl? Okay. Really? There's a guy by the name, this is when, there's a guy by the name of Aaron Donald. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And if I recall and remember correctly, okay, it could have been a pressure. Maybe it wasn't a complete sack, but that ain't even something we got on a regular basis. Sacks ain't what. See, you see what I'm saying? Like, look, why don't you start your own channel, bro? Make your own videos. Okay, like I said, this close. I'll unblock you during the season. Everybody gets a clean slate, but you just being antagonistic for no reason. If you want to drive to Brad Holmes' house, bro, give him make him some dessert and feed it to him. You go right ahead, man. I'm not the one. I don't understand why you're here. That's what I'm saying. We're trying to have a civilized conversation, but you always the same way. I'm not giving you any more of my attention, bro. This is it. Honestly, Aiden Hutchinson last year was the team sack leader for 2 weeks after getting injured. Listen, that's a problem. So what's this about, since you know everything? We can't stop a mobile QB at all. They don't even have to be fast. Well, when you have a person, he's okay against mobile QBs, but listen, Sacks win Super Bowls. Sacks win. You went to the. I've made several videos, and I'm not specifically talking to AD right now, but sacks win Super Bowls. Defense wins Super Bowls. Sacks win Super Bowls. That's just the bottom line. That's why we don't have one. Brad has done a phenomenal job taking this team from the dirt in a very, very short time. We are now Super Bowl contenders. We went from laughing stock to Super Bowl contenders. How long we will stay as Super Bowl contenders is up to Brad Holmes. However, we cannot keep acting like the guy is flawless. No one is flawless. To me, his biggest weakness is addressing the edge position. And now he's come out and said that they don't value it as much as the fans do. And I think it shows. It shows. I'm not asking for an elite pass rusher. I'm asking for a competent pass rusher, a consistent pass rusher, a guy by the name of Zadarius Smith, right? Consistency. We cut a guy who is older, in his 30s. Marcus Davenport, is Marcus 30 yet? Is Marcus 30 or 29? We cut a dude who is older, more seasoned, and is healthier than the guy that we kept. He also performed better than the guy that we kept. We cut a guy for money. We didn't cut a guy who performed or because of performance. We cut a guy for money. Usually, good players require money. That's how you stay good. I don't understand why this is a discussion. Everybody is saying to have reasonable expectations. Superintendent, what does that mean? I think the biggest weakness is putting his confidence in injury-prone players. That could be too. Pass rush is a close second. What up, Dirty? Let me see. Guess what they want because it's on defense. Sacks and pressures help the secondary. No. Superintendent. Oh, yeah. People all the time say he's flawless. All the time. Nope, not for me. So he's so great. Why hasn't anyone picked him up? Ken, that could also be his decision. Ken, who are you, by the way? Brad Holmes is too full of himself. He will never admit that the fan base is right. Yeah, Q. And you know what, man? So here's what I want y'all. What's up, Kenny with the dono? Says one team has won a Super Bowl ranking 22 or lower in sacks in 25 years, but yet certain fans claim getting sacks doesn't matter. That's crazy. Okay, so first of all, shout out to you, Kenny, for the super chat. Here's all I'm saying, y'all. I am a very analytical guy. My success on YouTube has come from analytics. It has come from knowing what the people want and giving it to them. It's come from a lot of things. I'm probably one of the most authentic people in this space. I would say my top 3 authentic people are probably, I'm a name call right now, probably Spirit of Detroit, okay, and Motor City Mania. I'm not saying that everybody else is inauthentic. My top 3 authentic Detroit Lions creators. There's probably some people I missed as well. This team, everything I do is analytical, right? If you go, and I've made videos about this, I'm not trying to find the bad in Brad Holmes, but there are certain things that ring true. And after 4 seasons of data, there are things that ring true. He's not cheap. He just selects who he's going to pay. Meaning he will give money to his draft picks and Jared Goff, right? Taylor Decker, those guys. He will prioritize his draft picks over others. Last year, Matthew Betts should have made this team. James Houston should not have, right? He's going to do the same thing. I could very well see it happening this year. Broderick Martin has no business on this team. And if he cuts somebody in favor of Broderick, who has made no progress, it's going to be even more clear. Another thing, he does not value the edge rusher position. He loves cornerbacks. The data shows that with a solid defense, a solid pass rush, you will create more opportunities in the secondary. As a matter of fact, let's do this. We're having a very, very intense discussion about the how important are sacks? And we're just going to group it all together. Sacks, pass rush. But I want to specifically talk about the edge rusher position. How important is it? I am a believer that the secondary is vastly improved by a dominant pass rush. And that can include all four. If you got four guys up front, massive men, monsters in the middle, you can create opportunity in the secondary. I think that it holds a bigger weight than having two lockdown corners and an average defensive line, because you can only cover for so long. No matter how Darrelle Revis or Deion Sanders you can only cover for so long, right? But the pass rush gives you 2.4 seconds on average to throw the football. 1 second. All right, y'all. I got a phone call that I have to take. That's the show. I was in the zone too. Appreciate everybody in the chat. It's all love with everyone. All right. I gotta go. I will see y'all. Make sure y'all tune in to the show on Wednesday.
And I'm pissing off the neighbors. Whether homegrown or imported, we feeling shorted, cause we waiting on our paper. So next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City when we get back on the feet. Yeah, you don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets. Cause when you're in the Motor City, nothing is as pretty as the hustle. You don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets. Cause when you're in the Motor City, everything ain't pretty but it's love though. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City when we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City when we get back on our feet. Yeah.